Hey, my beautiful besties. Oh my God. Today is the day. The day that I've been waiting for my God, ever since I found out that they're going to do a biopic about my Michael Jackson. Okay, I'm going to try and not keep it that emotional, but to me, growing up with Michael Jackson was everything. He was everything to me. He helped me get through the hardest times. His music and his voice like helped me get through the hardest times in my life. So it's been a really emotional week, but today is very emotional. Okay, it's a very emotional day because I'm just sitting there and reflecting about my childhood and how I never had like a safe space at all growing up. I did not have a safe adult, not one, not one safe adult to go to feel safe. So the only thing that was safe to me was Michael Jackson. He was my one safe space. His music was my safe space. His voice was everything. I'll try not to get so emotional, but it really he like anyone that people that know me know that oh my god, ride or die with Michael Jackson. Like I one of my besties in the comments yesterday reminded me something when they said there's a certain amount of emotional like drainage when you're a hardcore Michael Jackson fan because you've been fighting for him for so long to clear his name, everything. And tonight is not about whether what you think he did or not did. It's not about that. You wanna find out the truth. There's 10 years worth of FBI investigations of Michael Jackson. They found nothing. So you want to know the real truth? Go look at the FBI files, 10 years worth. You'll see that they found absolutely nothing. But tonight is not the time for that. Tonight is the time for me to. I want to share with you guys just how much Michael Jackson means to me. It's his biopic. It's his premiere, and I just want to talk a little bit about his love of fragrances because Michael Jackson was a big diehard fragrance freak, just like us. He loved fragrances. He used it as an escape. Like it was widely known that he would use fragrances as a shield around him to make him feel safe when he was out with his anxiety. He'll create a massive scent bubble all around him just to shield him from everything. There's testimonies from his longtime makeup artist for 26 years, Karen Fay. She would tell people, like in one of the Q&A sessions, she was really big at one time in Twitter, and that she'll do like Q&A sessions with his fans, and she'll get asked questions. And one of the questions she was asked is about his fragrance and what he would wear, and she explained like he was not the type. He's a bit androgynous. He was not the type. He didn't like those gender norms at all whatsoever. It's like he used to say like why stick to one gender when you can do it all. As you can see it from his aesthetic, the way he presented himself. Who cares? That was one of the best things about him. Is like he would just go to the beat of his own drum, and that's what I think. I'm like I got that from him growing up. It's like I don't care what people say. I will do, go by the beat of my own drum. And he would like so in the 80s he was known for his signature scent Bal of the Side. I'll put it up there. I was gonna get it. I've been having trouble. It's on the way. It's from Fragrance Net. Been having trouble reaching me. So I'm gonna just try to see what's going on. I got the fragrance and the oil as well, and I can't wait to try it. But it's not going to be the same because it's been throughout the years. It's been reformulated. So back when he used to wear it, actually his best friend Elizabeth Taylor, that was her signature scent back in the 60s. She even wore it on the set of Cleopatra. So she was the one that introduced Michael Jackson to Bella Versailles, and he really loved it because of its complexity, and it was powdery, slightly floral, but it was very animalic in nature. It had the civet. It had before they reformulated it had the actual civet in there, the civet musk, whatever had they ever did it before they stopped doing that. And it was very animalic. It was a very earthy. It was very sexy, and he loved it for that alone. The way and he'll have little tiny vials in his jacket. That was reported by his I think it's called Michael Bush, the guy that did all his costumes for more than 26 years. And it was reported that he would keep little vials of that perfume in his jacket, and he'll like always make sure he'll be surrounded with his fragrances to make himself feel better. And it was though he would constantly find like lick spills in his pants or in his shirt pocket from the perfumes that he used to wear. And that particular one was very strong, like very strong, and it will linger for days on his clothes, will linger for days and days and days. And he was also like, if you gave Michael Jackson a hug, you would be smelling of his perfume for hours and hours, if not days. There was one reported from his fans that he smelled like angels and magic when you met him, and his scent would project that much. And when they hugged him or they shook his hand, his scent would stay on them for hours or even days. And which is like, to me, that is so magical. As a Michael Jackson fan, I could only imagine how he like smell like angels and magic. And that to me describes Michael Jackson to a T. So that was like the early eight. It's like he was also widely known to he loved jasmine, that scent of jasmine. He loved florals, and he loved muskiness as well. But he loved very complex fragrances as well as feminine and light as well. He would. This is also reported about his team that he used to love orange blossom water, and he was sprayed everywhere. They kept him grounded orange blossom water as well, and kept him safe. Which when I research all of those things and what he used to do, with fragrances, that's exactly what I do. I use fragrance from since a teenager as a coping mechanism to help me. Look, as a teenager, you will find me at the body shop. If we went out with my friends to High Point, I'll be at the body shop. If I was lost, they'll know where to find me, because I've been there for hours testing all the oils and smelling them and just being lost, in the fragrance and everything. It just that was everything to me growing up. So when I was reading and searching up about Michael Jackson and what he did with his fragrances, oh my god, like that was so resonated with me so much. Okay, so that was like in the 80s. He was known for the Belle of Versailles. In the late 2000s, Karen Faye, in one of her Q&As, reported that he switched over from the animalic and the earthen ones to a bit more like out there, and fragrances like Tom Ford Black Orchid was one of them. Tom Ford White Patchouli was another one that he used to wear. But he really was like really loved Tom Ford fragrances back in the day. There was also reports that, so some of these reports are not substantiated. Like there's a report that when he died in his room, there was a bottle of Tom Ford Black Orchid, but that's not verified. That's just like fan chatter, fan talk. But what was his accounts from his makeup artist Karen Faye. If you go onto YouTube and type in interview with her, you'll see how she's, when she's talking about it. Also, Michael Bush and some of his security guards would say, about the fragrances and how he'll leave a lasting impression on everyone with his fragrances. And even like his bodyguards, I think that I'm just trying to look at my notes here. I think that bodyguards, like his bodyguards, Bill and Yvonne, would give testimonies like in the thank you and A's, or I think they wrote a book about remembering their time with Michael Jackson, and they would witness him before he left anywhere. He would douse himself with fragrance. He was like that, and he loved that much. And he would also, when he could, in the rare times that he could go out, or when the shops were closed, especially for him, he would gravitate toward the fragrances first, like the high end luxury fragrances he love. Tom Ford in particular, he loved, and so that is why I bought Tom Ford Black Orchid, and I have been holding on to this one for weeks because I wanted to open it at the right time, because I know I'm going to get emotional thinking about what Michael Jackson wore on the days before. Oh my god, it's very emotional. And there's also a testimony, I think, from Karen Faye, which I don't know if it's 100% true, but I'm going to go dig up and see if she actually did say that. She said he would be wearing that on the This Is It, like, This Is It, the final rehearsals for his show. He'd be wearing that as well. And the people that were around him at that time would also note the heavy patchouli, the earthy notes of Tom Ford. They could smell, although they're not fragrance connoisseurs, but that's what they would be picking up from Michael Jackson, like earthy, chocolatey, you know, projection around him, and very mysterious, very, I just love that. So I had to, naturally, I had to, if anything, in my collection, I have to have the fragrances that Michael Jackson wore. Oh my god! And I cannot wait for the Bell side to come. And when it comes, I'll share with you guys. It's going to be so cool because, especially, there's a history of Elizabeth Taylor. Oh my god, she was the original queen. Okay, I have to find it where I put the Tom Ford. Okay, I had to sit down for a second. All right. So it's been here. This is how it came. I thought originally I bought it from Kim House, but I didn't. That's how much I've gone crazy buying stuff. I don't even know where I bought things from. It wasn't from Kim House. I think it was from the perfume clearance center. I'll put it up there where I got it from. And oh my god, what a pleasant experience with these guys. It arrived in a quick amount of time. It was very decently priced. I think I got it for 260. I think for the 100 ml, and they gave me some samples as well. And as I said, a quick delivery. I was not expecting it to come that quick. I think it just two. I only waited 2 days for it, but it's been sitting in my room for a good three weeks, I think. And okay, this is still there like that. All right. Okay, they even gave me some samples. Like I think this is Dolce & Gabbana lip gloss. A little sample in there. Oh my god, look at the shades. I mean, that is so cool. That one they gave me with the Tom Ford Black Orchid and J'adore. Oh my god, I've got it. I've got 'em. Back in the day. I love J'adore so much. So yeah, a little sample. How cute is that? I love that. That I know I love because I've got one in my other room with my OG perfumes back in the day that I used to collect. All right, here we go. I'm gonna. I've been waiting. I've been waiting to open up Tom Ford. I will also go through a little rundown of the history if you guys want. I'll put it down on the captions as well that I've researched. I really want to make it as accurate as possible. Like there is verified claims from people that knew him the most, like his makeup artist, like his bodyguards, like his personal person, his I don't know, do you call it Taylor or person that was in charge of his costumes and his clothes and his alterations, them saying about Black Orchid and how much he loved it. The bodyguards, they used to go up and spray everything, like they'll spray his rooms and that his dressing rooms before he'll come, so it could smell like that. So you can just like, I totally get how he wanted, to be in that space. So there is there's but some of them like some of them like the bottle being in his bedroom, that's not verified, that's just like hearsay, but you never know. I would like to think that you know in his final moments he was wearing something that made him feel happy, and because sometimes I wear perfumes before I go to bed, just when I'm in the hard days I just put them on and just go to sleep with my favorite vanilla or skin scent or whatever. So I'd like to think that before that happened, he was surrounded in his beautiful scent bubble that he loved so much.